Breaking news, the Philadelphia 76ers are waiving Ricky Council. That is right, Ricky just got cut from the team. It was reported a couple hours ago, but we are reacting to it here on NZ for 3, so be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're new around here, we're just going to give our quick thoughts on this move, what this means for the Sixers moving forward, so let's get right into it, man. So Ricky Council got waived. The Sixers now have 13 roster spots on, heading into training camp, and everyone's saying that one is being saved for Quentin Grimes, and one is being saved for the, typical Daryl Morey way of handling things. Daryl Morey, his history as a GM, he prefers to have at least one open roster spot just in case, anything happens, some guy gets injured or whatever, you need to bring someone in, you leave that open or, make some kind of trade, make a trade work or whatever. So Daryl Morey's kind of adding that buffer in that last roster spot. Every NBA team is allowed 15 roster spots as well as 3 two-way contracts. And Ricky Council, his money that he signed, I think he signed we have it right here from Shams. Last year his two-way contract was converted to a 4-year, $7.4 million deal. I thought it was much shorter. I thought it was like 2 years, but it was 4 years. But the money was not guaranteed until the January 10th deadline or something for next season. So Ricky had to have survived on the Sixers until that, he surpassed that date. Then he would get that fully guaranteed money. But I guess the Sixers just cut the cord early, and now Ricky Council is a free agent. And, just giving our thoughts on Ricky Council, man. I liked him. I liked watching Ricky Council play basketball. I think he was entertaining. He was kind of just another type of flash in the pan type of player. The Sixers have had over these past couple of years, like Shake Milton. We thought he was going to be something. I think he just signed with a EuroLeague team yesterday or something. So at least I hope wish the best for Shake over there. And then Matisse Thybulle as well. I don't even know if Matisse Thybulle is still in the NBA. I think he was getting some time on the Portland Trailblazers last season because that's where we traded him to. Matisse Thybulle, we thought he was going to be something, but he just had a broken jump shot. And Ricky Council, he was a high-energy, slashing athletic wing, the type of, player archetype that the Sixers have needed for so long. And, he had a decent rookie season, man. We're just going to go over to his stats for his 2 years here with the Sixers. So rookie year, 5.4 points per game, 48% from the field, shot 1-3 a game, but at least on 38%, round that up. And Ricky Council, you kind of just had to watch him, man, to really see his impact in that year, especially when comparing him to someone like Tobias Harris, who is just the complete opposite of Ricky Council. Tobias, he just provides no energy on the court whatsoever. You look at it, you can see Tobias Harris play and then look up at the TV and say, wait, Tobias Harris was in the game the entire time. I like watching Ricky so much more than Tobias, and I think Ricky had much more of an impact given his high energy play style, his ability to cut and run and transition and not take, 20 seconds off the shot clock per possession, quickly just get the ball out of his hands if he does not see an opportunity. He was a pretty smart player. I think he developed a lot last season, when it came to his ability to kind of use momentum to his advantage, if it makes sense. One of his, iconic plays was when he would catch it from the top of the key. He'd do a pump fake, and then he would catch the defender off guard and then just blitz right to the basket and do like a tomahawk slam. Ricky Council, he, likes to dunk a lot, and not a lot of Sixers players over these past couple of years are, really just like dunking in general. We don't see players on this team dunk a whole lot. But Ricky Council, he did do some pretty cool dunks. And, it was just an athletic slashing wing that we really thought could develop, and be a part of the Sixers' young core. But then they brought in, Kelly Oubre during his rookie year, in the 2024 season, and they kind of have the same exact kind of play style, both, sort of wild card, streaky from three. And I'm going to be honest, man, the hate Kelly Oubre gets, look at Ricky Council's numbers over, this season, man. 7 points a game, 38%, horrible from three. Just dog shit numbers. Let's just be honest, man. Now, was Ricky put in the best situation? Definitely not, because the Sixers are just atrocious when it comes to player development, and that roster last year was ridiculously just absurd and horrible. And, I don't think Ricky was expecting any of that. And we kind of don't really have to, we shouldn't really expect him to become like a star player because he was supposed to be a role player. He's only 23 years old. And of course, I get this advertisement. We're going to move back, man, just to the X post. He was pretty much like thrown right into the fire. And Ricky Council, he really didn't show out that much. And the way people, Sixers fans sort of treat Kelly Oubre, they think that, how do I phrase this? So, what Ricky Council's production is like, that is what Sixers fans think Kelly Oubre is. Like, Ricky Council is who Kelly Oubre haters think Oubre is. And I think Oubre is a lot better than Ricky Council. They're the same type of player. But I think Kelly's just a little bit more reliable when it comes to scoring, and he can cut as well and run transition. And Ricky, he's a really nice athletic player, but really did not develop a three-point shot at all in the Sixers. They need some more floor spacing, and I don't even know what Kelly Oubre's role is going to be with the Sixers coming into this season, especially, with the emergence of Justin Edwards. So, you had some wings to contend with, just made me think about Justin Edwards. Ricky Council was competing, I guess, with Edwards a little bit. Edwards was signed to a deal, and Ricky Council is out here getting waived. And so everyone's saying, why would you waive this 23-year-old, who still has room to grow? And I hope that Ricky Council does go to a team where he can really develop into a nice role player, because I think he does have the intangibles. I think he does have the IQ and the athleticism to be a decent rotation player in the NBA. I mean, Sixers fans were clamoring for him to be played over Tobias Harris last season in the playoffs against the Knicks. I was doing the same exact thing because Tobias Harris was shitting his pants, and you needed some jolt of energy, something. When it comes to, the replacement for Ricky, there are a couple, players still left in free agency that fans are, deciding over and thinking about, and one of them, Trey Lyles. I really want Trey Lyles, to be honest. I think he is the best option for the Sixers at this point when it comes to the power forward position. Let me just look up how tall he is. And of course, we had Chris Boucher being rumored as well. I'm fine with him as well. He always cooks the Sixers, dude. Chris Boucher, I don't think I've ever seen him miss a three when he played the Philadelphia 76ers. But Trey Lyles, he's 6'9", a decent shooter. I think he shot around like three threes a game on like 34% or so. I mean, at least he does shoot. He's not going to be a liability from the three-point line. And, Chris Boucher as well, he's, really tall, man. Really tall, really lanky. I don't think he could really defend the perimeter that well, but I mean, when it comes to Trendon Watford, Jabari Walker, I think Trey Lyles, his floor spacing is better than both of them, and he also averages around 4.6 rebounds per game, and I think given the way Joel Embiid's body is just betraying him at this point, we have no idea what's going to go down with Embiid and how many minutes he's going to get. He's not going to be benched or anything, but will the Sixers try and load manage him throughout the season? I mean, like they have his entire career. But at this point, like, really kind of dial it back when it comes to how much attention he's getting with the ball and really handing the keys over to Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, and we'll see if Paul George bounces back. But I think a player like Trey Lyles who can give you some rebounding and just space the floor, man, that's all you need at your power forward spot. We're not expecting much, man. I like Trendon Watford. I like his ability to pass the ball. I think he could be used as a good utility player, and you can put that next to Maxey McCain flying off screens. He could be a solid post playmaker for the Sixers. But, he's kind of a below-average rebounder for his size, and I think Trey Lyles kind of fits kind of more of that traditional stretch four type of mold, and I think that could help out a lot. I mean, I just keep on going back to when Nick Batum was on the Sixers, man. He was his box score stats did not pop out at all, but Nick Batum, he's got to be like S tier when it comes to Joel Embiid role players, all things considered. Just his IQ, his high-low actions that he would run with Embiid, and his catch and shoot three-point ability is a quick trigger, one of the most beautiful shooting strokes I've ever seen, and I miss Nick Batum a lot, man. I miss him a lot. And some Sixers fans are taking this news a little bit worse than others, as there are some fans who are really irate about Ricky Council being waived, as if, it was on the magnitude of Tyrese Maxey being traded for a Wendy's coupon. And, Ricky, he was a nice, fun player, but, if I don't want to see Ricky Council be getting minutes in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I want to see him last year just because Tobias Harris was so bad. But I can kind of understand it in the sense that, they kept Kyle Lowry for some reason. Daryl Morey said he wanted to get younger and more athletic, yet you waive this athletic 23-year-old and you keep the, decrepit Kyle Lowry. And Eric Gordon opted into his player option. I could understand that approach, as to why you would be upset about this move. But, I don't want to see any of those guys play in the playoffs anyway. The Sixers, they need more playable players in the NBA playoffs. It's really not that complex. You know what I mean? We need guys who could be reliable, man, who could do things on both ends of the floor, do more than one thing. And we need Joel Embiid to be healthy. And we need Paul George to be healthy. And that's pretty much all I got to say. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new around here. We're going to continue to cover the Sixers as the offseason goes on, and it's going to be a dead period pretty soon. So we are going to try and, make something out of anything at this point, and hopefully Quentin Grimes resigns soon. That's pretty much all I got, man. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.